The Indiana Pacers, eyeing a former number 2 pick. Can James Wiseman bounce back? The Indiana Pacers have had a rough offseason, to say the least. While teams around the NBA are making big moves to improve their rosters, the Pacers have found themselves struggling to keep their core intact. Most notably, they lost their starting center, Myles Turner, who made the decision to join the Milwaukee Bucks on a lucrative 4-year deal. With Turner gone and limited options in free agency, the Pacers are now looking toward a familiar, albeit controversial name, James Wiseman. Let's break it down. What does this mean for the Pacers, and what's next for the former second overall pick? Pacers offseason setbacks. The Pacers were caught off guard when Myles Turner, their anchor in the paint for nearly a decade, walked away to join the Bucks. Turner, who was rumored to be on the move for years, finally signed a deal worth $70 million over 4 years to play alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo. But the Pacers weren't willing to meet his asking price, a move that has left their front court in a serious bind. This free agency period has been a nightmare for the Pacers. They lost one of their biggest contributors and didn't manage to make any splash moves of their own. With Myles Turner out of the picture, the only remaining centers are Tony Bradley and Isaiah Jackson. Bradley, who was signed to 2 10-day contracts last season, was thrust into action during the playoffs. Jackson, on the other hand, was sidelined after an Achilles injury ended his season early. Neither of these two players are reliable starting caliber centers, which has led to some serious questions about the Pacers' plans for next season. With Tyrese Haliburton also expected to miss significant time due to his own Achilles tear, the Pacers are pretty much set up for a rebuilding year. The James Wiseman gamble, but here's where things get interesting. Amidst this adversity, the Pacers are reportedly eyeing James Wiseman, the former second overall pick from the 2020 NBA Draft. Now, we all know how the Wiseman story has unfolded so far, and it's been far from a fairy tale. After being selected by the Golden State Warriors, expectations for Wiseman were high. The big man had all the tools: athleticism, length, and a promising skill set. But his career quickly derailed. He couldn't live up to the hype in Golden State and was eventually traded to the Detroit Pistons, where his struggles continued. Last season, Wiseman suffered an Achilles injury in his very first game, effectively ending his season before it even began. However, Wiseman's story isn't finished just yet. According to NBA insider Jake Fisher, Wiseman is back in the Pacers training facility working out. It seems that Indiana, which has a history of giving second chances, might offer Wiseman the opportunity to get back on track. As Fisher mentioned, Wiseman was out for the year with an injury, but he's back in the Pacers facility working out the other day. We're expecting him to have an opportunity. Could this be the fresh start Wiseman has been looking for? Wiseman's fit in Indiana for the Pacers. Bringing Wiseman back could be a low-risk, high-reward situation. Wiseman has already shown flashes of his potential, and even during his brief time in the Pacers camp last year, there were encouraging signs. Head coach Rick Carlisle expressed optimism about the big man, saying, "He's a guy that our fans are going to like a lot. Our players have liked playing with him." The Pacers aren't in a position to contend for the title next season anyway, so giving Wiseman another shot might be the perfect situation. With little to lose, the Pacers could develop him into a valuable asset for the future or, at the very least, provide a strong trade piece down the road. What does this mean for the Pacers' future? With Turner gone, Wiseman's potential return offers a glimmer of hope in what seems like a lost season. Sure, the Pacers are likely not going to compete for a championship next year, especially with Haliburton out and their front court depth thin at best. But having a player like Wiseman, who still has upside, could help them find some stability during a season that may be more about growth than wins. It's clear that the Pacers are preparing for a significant rebuild, but Wiseman could give them a piece to work with. A player with his size, skill set, and potential could eventually contribute to the Pacers' long-term vision. He may not turn into the superstar many once expected him to be, but he could carve out a solid role as a defensive presence and rim protector. Can Wiseman turn it around? And that's the big question. Wiseman's career so far has been a whirlwind of potential, frustration, injuries, and unfulfilled promises. But the story isn't over yet. With a change of scenery and a fresh start in Indiana, can he finally live up to the hype? Or will he remain one of the biggest draft busts in recent NBA history? The Pacers are willing to give him a shot, but it's up to Wiseman to make the most of this opportunity. As we look ahead to next season, the Pacers' future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: James Wiseman could be the key to their rebuilding efforts. The only question left is whether he can unlock the potential that made him the second overall pick in the 2020 NBA Draft. So, what do you think? Can James Wiseman turn his career around with the Pacers? Will he make a real impact on a team in need of a spark? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA updates and analysis.